Hello, everybody, and welcome to the future. Cue the Twilight Zone music. Chatgpt is an artificial intelligence that is here. It is in its beta, and it is quite interesting, to say the least. So I'm sure a lot of you already have heard of this. If you haven't heard of it, this might be a jaw-dropping moment as you take a look at it. So what ChatGPT is, it is an artificial intelligence that can answer a prompt for you. So more than just Googling something. This can actually answer the prompt for writing a paper. And I want to actually demonstrate that for you right here. Let's try asking it that again, because it is dealing with a lot of people using it all at the same time right now. So let's try that one more time and see. There we go. We have something going on. Okay, so this is a paper. You can see the question right at the top there. It's no different than a basic intro to psychology term paper, other than I'm only asking it to do 2 pages in length, just because it would take a very long time potentially to do a longer paper. 2 pages in length should work, especially with how overwhelmed the system is right now. Hopefully it'll finish it. Point being, this is no different than maybe you might see in an intro to psychology class as a paper for the class. Write a paper on a psychological disorder. And it is doing so right before your eyes. In all of 60 seconds, it is going to be able to write this 2-page paper. Now, I mean, that's crazy, right? But beyond that, you can take a look at the writing as it's going there. The writing's pretty good. Maybe not, tremendous, but certainly pretty good. So I want to take 2 minutes and just talk about what works, doesn't work, what we can use this for, and what we shouldn't use this for in the college setting. Well, first thing is just to talk about the elephant in the room of, can I use this to just write my paper, submit that paper, and get a good grade on it? Well, the answer to that is just no. You could probably see as you're looking for it. I mean, just looking at the paper, it might be just an okay paper. I mean, I'm not reading this as it's going, but you can use your judgment for that. But the reason you couldn't just copy and paste this is just the same reason you can't just plagiarize your work in general. Just like we have plagiarism checkers with Turnitin, this also has a plagiarism checker for it. This isn't technically plagiarism in that this is original. This artificial intelligence is creating original work. But while it's creating original work, it is doing things in a predictable way. So there is, just like there's plagiarism checkers that reverse engineer, there is a checker that reverse engineers this for cheating. And it did freeze right before it wrote the last 2 references, but I think this should be enough that I can demonstrate that to you. So right here is just a detector for if this is real or not, and you can see the bar at the bottom. And as soon as I copy and paste this, you're going to be able to see how quickly it goes to that this is not a real paper, that this is, artificially generated with 99.98% certainty. So does this replace doing the work? No. This is very easy to catch, just like it's very easy to catch plagiarism in today's world. But with that said, that doesn't mean that this isn't a really, really cool tool that you can use to your advantage. So I want to take 1 minute talking about that. And the first thing I want to say is the most important thing I'm going to say of this video, and that is, this tool is great. This tool does not replace thinking. And that's an important thing to remember. I mean, that's the reason that you're here, right? The reason you're in college is to learn how to think about subjects. Just being able to memorize something, at least how I feel with psychology, well, just being able to memorize something doesn't mean that you can apply it, doesn't mean that you can use it in life. And that's what I'm seeking to do with you, is to get you to a point where you understand the information, and you don't necessarily understand things just from memorizing them. Just from using this AI wouldn't mean that you can understand it. It just means that you are being able to ask this a question and do it. Just like a way I've been comparing this is very similar to, just because you can plug in something into a calculator and get the result doesn't mean that you understand at all what you did with it. Now, with psychology, that's important to understand that. That's what this is all about. Otherwise, you're not going to understand the situations in the real world with human behavior and things like that we're trying to talk about. So to give you that might not be the most clear thing. What I'm trying to say there is take something from intro to psychology, like learning. Well, if you just memorize what operant conditioning is, yeah, you can know what reinforcement is and punishment is from the memorization standpoint. It doesn't mean that you can apply it. Well, if you can apply it, well, now you can strategically use this. Maybe you become parents and you want to use this to the best of your ability to help raise your child. Or you get a new puppy and you want to potty train that puppy. Well, you can use operant conditioning to help do so. That will never be able to be replaced with this service. But what AI does, what Chatgpt can do for you, is give you inspiration. And I think that is really important. And I don't know if other professors are going to say just don't use this. I'm not. I think this is a cool tool to use. How often do we get to a point where we have to write a prompt for a paper or maybe a discussion question and we don't know what to write about? This allows you to get that idea, get that inspiration. You type in this paper prompt, write something about a psychological disorder, and it shoots out within 60 seconds a paper on borderline personality disorder. So you start reading it a little bit. It's not too long, so you read it a little bit. Maybe you find out, oh, that's actually really interesting. I really like this one point. And then you write your paper using something that was started here. Use it as inspiration. And then this is a great tool. Just make sure that you keep that in mind, that this doesn't replace thinking. And then this could be something that you rely on in the future and it does a great job for you. So if you have any questions about it, obviously just shoot me an email. We can talk about it more. And this is going to evolve. This is just in its beta. So this is going to evolve before our eyes this semester and moving forward. But I wanted to at least take a couple of moments and just kind of talk about it, just so you guys have an idea of where I stand on it. Like I said, email me if you have any questions.